What this is going to do for us is going to create a wonderful, wonderful crust later on when we actually fry it. Now, let's take a look here at the sauce, how the sauce is doing. Wonderful. I think I would like to take a quick taste to make sure this is progressing just right. The aroma is what I want it. At this point, I feel that we could actually use a little bit of salt. I'm going to put it in here. We're going to get the oil nice and hot. When it comes to cooking the sole, the one thing that we want to make sure is that we use either extra light olive oil or canola oil. I personally love extra light olive oil. It has a much nicer aroma. You need to bring it to a very, very high heat because as soon as the fish actually hits there, it's going to make a crust right away. Now, come back in here. I want to show you something else. You saw what I did here with the fish right here. I put it on top of it. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that this particular coating picks up all the way through. So you don't want to leave any of the spots open. You want to coat them completely, and that's exactly where we're at with that. And once you coat them just like that, you have the perfect making of it. Now, we're just about ready to go in there. I'm noticing that the oil is starting to ripple. This is the moment of truth. Now, pay attention on how it is to actually place the fish inside the pan. Now, you enter it from this side, and you let it splash away from you. Very important that you do that. Because if you fail at doing so, one of the worst things that could happen to you is it splashes back, and as it splashes back, that oil is so hot, so very incredible hot that it could hurt you. Now, for a while, just let it cook. Don't do anything. Just let it completely sit in there until it picks up a nice browning on its own. And we are just about ready to get to the most important moment, which is the turning of the fish. Now, always there with you a fish spatula, and what I'm going to be doing now, I'm going to use this particular spoon on top, take it to the side, let it go back in there, and look what a wonderful coating that is. The fish will not take any more than a few minutes to cook exactly to where we want to have it. What I want you to do right now is to stay here looking at this, because when I come back, I'm going to finish a couple of other things. I'm going to tell you exactly how to finish the sauce. I'm going to show you exactly, step by step, how to put this dish together, because it's very important that we assemble in a way that's not only making it tasting great, but also very appealing to the eye. And there are a couple of little tricks that I would like to share with you. So let me clean up real quick. When I come back, I'm going to show you to turn your home into your favorite restaurant. This is the part that I love the most, to put the whole dish together. So come over here. I want to show you exactly what we did. We cooked the filet of sole. Now we have it resting right here on the pan. We're lined with paper, so the paper absorbs the oil. We'll keep it nice and warm in here. If you do this ahead of time, you can keep it warm in the oven, but a very, very low heat oven. Let's go here to the sauce. You see me make the sauce before. Now what I've done, I've strained the sauce. Everything is left behind. I want to show you the consistency of the sauce and the inside of the saucepan so you have a sense of what it is that we need to do still. Now here we have it. You see it's very watery, full of flavor, but very watery. What we want to do is to reduce it until it gets a wonderful sauce-like consistency. So what we do, we bring it up on blasting heat up to a boil, then on medium-high heat, we reduce it down until almost is like a glaze. And I'll show you exactly the consistency that we have. And there you are, look at this. Nice and thick, and how it pours. That's exactly the type of saucing that we would like to have. The next thing that we're going to do, we're going to add our section of suprêmes d'orange. I say this because we have a very important friend coming up next, and he will love the way that I use French when I spoke of it. These are orange sections that you can do yourself. You can already buy them like this, called suprêmes, because it's the inside section of each one. And we add it to some nice warm butter, and we're going to let this warm through, nothing more than that, just so that they pick up a little bit of color, caramelizes the sugar on the outside. But follow me over here. This is the most important part. This is spinach. We have cooked the spinach real quick. We have drained the spinach. We squeezed out the excess water, because one of the things with spinach, when it's right after it's cooked, it's got a lot of water. Then we dried up some more in the saucepan with just a tiny little bit of olive oil. We're going to use this as the base of the dish we're about to make. So let's get snapped into action. And here is exactly what I'm going to do. First and foremost, I'm going to put the spinach in the plate. Let's mount it nice and high. We want to give it a good little bit of presence in here. We wanted to make it stand out. And after all, it's so good. We just did a little bit of salt and pepper on it. You can add orange zest if you want to. That's also one way to go. The next thing that we're going to do is choose the piece of fish that we love. And here it is, fantastic. We're going to place it perfectly, almost as if resting on it. And here is the next thing that I wanted to do, and that is with the orange sections that we delivered before. I want to be very attentive on this one. You want to pick them up one at a time. So we go with this one, and I almost like to create a little flower. Remember, they're nice and warm, so work very fast. You got those fingers that you want to protect. Look at that. Ooh la la. And here we are with this. And almost like a little sun ray design. And the last thing is the sauce. We got the sauce perfectly to where we want to have it. Stir it a little bit, and then, oh, this is the part that I love the most. Forgive me for all the oohs and ahs that I feel inside of me. And there she goes. And just a little bit all the way around to give a color. And ladies and gentlemen, there you are. Filet of sole with a wonderful orange and ginger sauce. We put it right here. But stay tuned, because when we are about to come back, I have for you a surprise as you've never seen it before. You see me cooking, and you know me. All these years, you've gotten accustomed to me, but I wanted to bring in someone very special. I brought Laurent, a friend of mine that owns and runs one of the best possible French restaurant in the city of San Francisco, Aqua. Actually, I shouldn't even call it a French restaurant, because what Laurent has is this wonderful way to look at things and give it a sense of zen, putting them together with the kind of flavors which are simple and right to the point. I would say the simplicity of perfection. So stay with me as I'm about to show you exactly what can be done when you put together nice, wonderful ideas using fresh ingredients, very simple, right to the point, and you assemble in a way in which all of these ingredients will sing together. As for me, I'm so glad that you had the opportunity to see this dish of mine that is really, truly simple to put together and offers a great variety of flavors as all the ingredients in the sauce and the fish and the oranges and the spinach mix together. I hope you'll enjoy it at home. Stay with me. Ciao.